3 is the Trinity and the separation of the spheres. The 3 which are the 4 are the divisions of the temple. I began my journey in the shadows and completed it in the light. I had marked the site at last, there in the center of the most sacred space. At the summit of the mountain, the place stood out in the brilliance of the midday sun. It was guarded by the 3 Knights' towers, the rooks, on the circuit of the divine horsemen of the abyss. The 3 which are the 4 are the divisions of the temple. The rectangular shape on my map seems to match the temple diagram, but Scorpio says the divisions are important. I should try to mark them out.
New email.
That's it. The divisions of the temple. That's the porch down by Lebec. Then the middle is the sanctuary. And the third part in the north must be the Holy of Holies. The center of the Holy of Holies. I think that's the site. It's on Mount Cardew. I'll write down the coordinates. At the window of the ruined house, I looked across the trees denuded by autumn. Close to me, a presence, its feet in the water, like one who has just received the mark of baptism. I recalled the inscription, Et in Arcadia ego, blank, blank, blank. Through some selfish inspiration, I found the missing 3. The dust settled, and I saw at last. Curses, I know the truth. He is there, dead. The broken bread lies forgotten beneath the altar. I found the missing 3 letters. Sum. I have a feeling that's not all, though. The Serpent Rouge talks about dust settling. In crossword puzzle lingo, that implies there's an anagram in here somewhere. I should try to analyze it. Oh my God. Oh my God. But the worst is yet to come. How many have pillaged the house, using the most sacred for purposes most foul? I turn north, Facing me, I see unwinding endless by its coils, the enormous red serpent mentioned in the documents, rigid and bitter. The huge unleashed beast at the foot of the White Mountain becomes scarlet with greed and drunk with stolen and profaned communion. Deliver me out of the mire. Turning to the north. Okay, that must be north of the site. I see the red serpent, rigid and bitter. Must be talking about some kind of landmark feature. Yep, that's it. That's the red serpent. That is weird. It must point out something.
Why haven't we found it yet? I'm getting very discouraged, I can tell you. I thought Dr. Wen had such promising leads, and with the additions we came up with...
We mustn't give up yet, Lily.
Perhaps. Oh, why can't we simply pay someone to dig it up? I certainly can't with my tendinitis. And you, no offence, darling, but you're taking too long.
I'm trying.
Estelle!
Oh, sorry. Anyway, you said we couldn't let anyone else in on it.
I know what I said. Oh, my. Dr. Wen must be right, mustn't he? The Great Seed absolutely has to be here. Otherwise, how can one explain that cache of Egyptian artifacts he found here in 1963?
Of course it's here. We'll finish up at the site today, then check the maps again tonight.
Not me. I can't, I tell you. If we don't find it, I can't carry on one step further.
Please don't say that, Lily. Everything's going to be fine.
Is it just me, or are they always here when food's being served? It must be a nice change from roast beef and Yorkshire pudding.
I'm sorry, Grace dear, but Estelle and I really must talk alone. You don't mind terribly, do you?
No.
Thank you, Grace.
I'd rather not. I've heard that shade of red dye can cause permanent optical damage. I'd rather stick my tongue in a light socket. I think I'm getting close. It's right around here, under that pile of rocks. What's that? It's a red handkerchief. Didn't Wilkes have one like that? He must have found this spot. Maybe that's why he was killed. Maybe Wilkes was getting too close. That pile of rocks wouldn't look just a wee bit artificial, would it? I should go get the shovel. I knew it! Not another one. Who could know exactly where I'm going? Not even Gabriel knows what I'm doing. Or cares, for that matter. Where was Osiris when the star shone over Bethlehem? It's definitely a cave entrance, but it's hard to see how far it goes. I think I'd rather wait for Gabriel. It's pretty dark in there. This is the back of Mount Cardew, but I think the actual point of the hexagram is further up that way. There's something stuck to the fence. Who are the Magi? Who's leaving these things? Three guesses what it says. S-O-L in so many words. Who bought this property? And why are they so intent on keeping people out? Right! That's barbed wire on top. Well, I guess I should go up there and check it out. Wow, this is really nerve-wracking. I think I'm close. That's the exact center of the Holy of Holies in the Temple of Solomon. But I think the temple is way underground. I should go get the shovel. Guess I have to give it a shot. I thought so. If the treasure's down there, it is way down there. This mountain is solid rock. The ones who wove the vine in the Pharaoh's days weave it still. The ones who would steal the sacred wine long ago seek it still. Oh my God! Oh my God, it's talking about the vampires! Tour Magdalene. I wonder if that could be one of the rooks the riddle talks about. And the tower at Blanchefort must be the other. But what's the third? That rock's rather uniquely colored for this area. Hey, somebody's parked out by that big orange rock that's off the main road. VDG 945F. Hello, Bukele. I'm sure I saw a moped parked around here. I recognize the rock. Pet cemetery? I don't think so. Yep, time for some elbow grease. Larry's manuscript. Why am I not surprised? And it still has its plastic cover, too. That should give us a few opportunities. Aha. I got one. Aha. There's one print. There's a second print. Three prints. I think that's all of them. Lady Howard is a slave driver. I'd hate to be in Estelle's position. Hey, wait a minute. Lady Howard isn't actually doing much of anything. It's an empty water bottle. Finding anything, Estelle?
Not yet.
How'd you guys pick this spot anyway?
Out of the mouths of babes.
It's a perfectly sound analysis. Quite complicated to explain. Of course, we can't take credit.
Dr. Wen. Well, let's hope Dr. Wen isn't Wong.
Dr. Wen, huh? He needs to get a computer. She's busy doing Lady Howard's dirty work.
Please, dear. My life is difficult enough.
It's Prince James's car. We sure didn't expect him to show up. That's Larry Sinclair's car. He must be visiting Prince James. I'd rather not. I've heard that shade of red dye can cause permanent optical damage. Well. Looking for fresh meat?
Oh, I thought you were somebody.
It's quite a drop, isn't it?
If you're afraid of heights, petite, you shouldn't climb so high.
Well, I guess you wouldn't have to worry much about heights,
I
would
don't
ya?
worry about anything. Where are the boys, by the way?
They're around?
Then I'm sure they'll find me.
I'd rather groom rats.
Je regrette. The maid, she gets no answer when she knocks. Monsieur Knight must be out.
Merci beaucoup. I'll try again later. Grace!
James, hello. It's nice to see you again.
I was trying to find Gabriel.
He's out in the valley, I think, working on the case.
Has he found anything?
I think so, but he better tell you himself.
I see, all right. I'm staying at the Villa Bethania. Some people were kind enough to offer it. Will you ask him to come by as soon as he gets back?
Of course.
Grace, thank you.
Well, he's back in the lobby now. Wonder where he was earlier. Hello, Mr. Baza. Have you been out today?
Oh, here and there, Miss Nakamura, here and there.
Ugh, what's the point? No one tells me anything around here.
Working.
Bukele, the sneak.
Working.
Uh-huh. Magdalene had her hands on the manuscript.
Working.
Mosley. Gabriel was right. I've only got one more stanza, Capricorn. I am aware of the scent of the perfume which impregnates the sepulchre of the one I must release. Cursing the profane in their ashes and those who follow their ways, I returned from the darkness while making a gesture of horror at the abyss into which I had plunged. Here is the proof that I knew the secret seal of Solomon and had visited the secret places of the queen who watches over the king. They must be talking about going down into the cave. Take heed, my friend. Do not add or take away one iota. Think, and think again. The base lead of my words may contain the purest gold. Let he who has the understanding use it with wisdom.
Hello?
Hey, Mose, you're back.
Yep. Gabriel and I, we had it out.
You did?
Uh-huh. Guess my little secret is, Out in the open now.
Is Gabriel here? I've had some real breakthroughs with Sydney.
Yeah, he wanted me to come and get you. He's holding a meeting in the dining room.
A meeting? Well, this ought to be interesting. What's up?
Just a minute, Gracie. Why don't you take a seat? All right. Fun time's over. I want to know what's going on, and I want to know now.
I have no idea what you mean.
Nor I.
Then let me give you a clue. Earlier today, I had a certain unpublished manuscript in my room. Someone took that manuscript, and that someone was... Mosley. Shortly afterwards, it was stolen from the first thief by... Madeleine Bouthane. The second thief couldn't hold on to it either. It was stolen for the third time by... Vittorio Buccelli.
And the third thief disposed of it by... burying it.
Really?
Yep.
But this is slanderous. You cannot prove a word.
Yeah. He can prove it. Every one of you left prints.
Santa cielo.
Merde.
I admit it. I did take the manuscript, but I didn't do it for my own personal gain or anything. I'm CIA.
Aha! That explains it.
Outrageous!
God, Mose. Congrats.
Thanks.
Mademoiselle Bouthane, what's your excuse?
I do not know what you mean.
Don't you? Let's consider the fact that you have way too much equipment for a tour guide.
But I am technically minded.
And lethal. My guess is French Internal Secret Service.
You are much too smart for your own good.
Oh, and you, Signore? Or should I call you Father?
It is not illegal for a priest to travel without a collar.
Oh, but you're not just a priest, are you? You came on a train from Rome, yet you lied. You said it was Naples. Why tell such a pointless fabrication unless you were hiding something? Like the fact that you're with the Vatican.
That is not a crime either.
But stealing manuscripts is.
Perhaps it is time for you to reveal your secrets, Gabriel.
Sure. I'm a private investigator. I'm here about the kidnapping of Prince James of Albany's infant son.
James Stewart's son has been kidnapped?
When did this happen?
You really didn't know? Either of you?
No.
Certamente no. I came only to report on any activity in the area. The Vatican feels that there are certain subversive parties who are trying to fabricate stories. Perhaps even go so far as to stage certain finds, plant material. Naturally, the Church is anxious that anything of the sort be prevented and exposed.
Perhaps you are right, Signore. But we believe that there is something buried near Rennes-le-Château.
That's why you were given this assignment?
I have been watching Rennes-le-Château for a few years now. There are certain political interests involved. Interests which might not be working for the long-term stability of the present French government. Besides, if there is an archaeological discovery to be made here, such findings should be controlled by the French authorities. We want to make sure nothing gets smuggled out without our knowing.
I thought you needed excavation permits to do any serious digging.
Hypothetically, but several parties have applied for permits. We can only deny them for so long.
Mose?
The CIA thinks there's something going on over here with the Freemasons, the Priory, and the Knights of Malta. You name it. We've got to make sure our interests are being protected. You know, the good old US of A. Oh, they sent me on a tour as a kind of an audition, I guess. They didn't want anybody with legit CIA credentials. You know, anyone who could be traced. But I'll probably be starting full-time when I get back.
And the digging, monsieur?
Oh, intelligence got that tip from somewhere. I was just supposed to, check it out.
So it was the CIA who infiltrated our computer system. We thought it was the Priory. It is not the first theory we have had, I am afraid. Our cipher experts work on it when they can, and it appears this was another failed attempt. Right, monsieur?
I sure didn't find anything.
And now we can go, yes? I assume you have not found your kidnapper among us?
Doesn't look it.
You were very masterful, but you have not gotten everything from me yet. Perhaps you should come by my room and try a little harder, hmm?
And I always thought the idea of chastity belts was cruel and sexist. I finally get it.
I doubt they invented one strong enough for Magdalene. Thanks for finding the manuscript. Where was it?
Bukele buried it out in the valley. I saw his moped from Blanchford.
Good job, Grace. As usual.
Prince James is at the Villa Bethania. He wants to see you.
I bet.
And there's some real progress on the treasure. With Sydney, I was able to...
I'll, come up later, okay?
Suit yourself.
That must be Prince James's car. Larry's here. Villa Bethania, personal residence constructed by Saunière. He's the one who got rich and started the rumors about a treasure. It says, keep out, more or less.
I do appreciate your returning the manuscript, Mr. Knight.
If I'd known what Mr. Sinclair here was up to, I wouldn't have taken it in the first place.
Well, what's done is done. But I think it's time we had a serious conversation.
Absolutely. Do you consider yourself to be a bloodline descendant, Prince James?
Well, it may sound foolish to you, but a belief in our lineage and the responsibility that it brings has been the motivation behind everything the Stuarts have done for centuries. You see, we take our heritage very seriously.
What are these negotiations between the Freemasons and the Priory about?
Because of our common heritage, there's certain wisdom and property that's shared. And now that the dispute over the bloodline heir is coming to a head, these things must be settled.
Does the grapevine motif mean anything to you? Viticulture in general?
Yes. The wine of communion represents the blood of Jesus, and the grape represents his body. And the grapevine, in some circles, represents the desposony, the house of David. You have heard Jesus called the fruit of David, I assume?
Of course.
Where did you see such a motif, Mr. Knight?
Oh, it's in the church. You're trying to get permits to excavate out here, aren't you?
I don't know where you heard such a thing. But I admit we have been hedging our bets, in case negotiations go badly.
What kind of property do the Freemasons have?
We have a few of the treasures that have always been sacred to the descendants of Moses.
Like what? The Ark of the Covenant? Something like that?
I'm not at liberty to say, but the bloodline treasures are dispersed. Whoever takes the mantle, in the end, will want them. All of them.
So, you think the kidnapping is a response to Sinclair's manuscript, to its positioning you as the head of the bloodline?
It's not just the manuscript, but yes.
Have you received any demands from the kidnappers, or?
No. Look, I'm willing to give up my claim forever if that's what they want, as long as my son is safe. But we don't even know who to contact to make such a concession. The Priory swears they're not responsible, and no one else has come forward. My God, I'm at the end of my rope.
Perhaps it's not political.
If I let myself even consider that it might be the night visitors, I can't imagine what they would want with...
I'm sorry. I know how awful this is. What about the Priory? What do they have that you want?
The Priory controls the treasure the Templars couldn't take with them to Scotland because it was embedded in the very landscape.
The treasure of Rennes-le-Château?
Yes, but they're not to touch it until we've agreed on a treaty. You see, we have things they want, too. What about my son, Mr. Knight? I'm willing to tell you certain things, but please, have you learned anything new?
I've narrowed it down to a few suspects. In fact, I was going to follow up on that right now.
Very well. Mesme and I will continue our own efforts. We'll see you back here this evening, then.
Absolutely. And, try not to worry.
I do appreciate your tenaciousness, Mr. Knight.
Yeah? I've had shots for that, but never mind. I'll see you.
What an extraordinary man.
It's our best bud, your pal and mine, Mr. Priory of Sion. Excuse me, Mr. Arnaud.
Hello, Mr. Knight.
I've been meaning to ask you something.
And what is that?
I've been meaning to ask you about your association with the Priory of Sion.
Where did you hear such a thing?
Prince James's men? See, I'm working for Prince James. I came here to see about the kidnapping myself.
I see. Well, I'm not really surprised, though I would have expected more polish from Prince James's agents. Ce n'est pas d'importance. You will learn nothing from me. The Priory would never stoop to kidnapping a child.
And tell me, what sort of things would the Priory stoop to?
I have nothing to say to you about the Priory, Mr. Knight. But whatever you hear from Prince James, remember, it is their side of the story.
The Priory is trying to get official permission to excavate in the area, isn't that right?
Yes, but so are the Freemasons. Naturally, we have an advantage being French.
And what exactly are you planning to excavate?
Far more learned ears than yours have been denied that knowledge.
Really? Including yours? Have they told you what it is?
Really? Quel toupet?
Excelsior Montreux, the owner of Chateau de Serras, is he a Priory member too?
Not at all. Why?
Oh, just wondering. The Priory does have issues with Prince James, though, doesn't it? Political issues?
What could you understand about such matters? We have been working for centuries to get the bloodline on the throne of France. Do you know, we almost succeeded. Marie Antoinette was Desposny, and she had a son who would have been king. But the damned revolution ruined everything.
Yeah, revolutions can really fuck up your long-term conspiracies. I take it the Priory doesn't like the idea of the Stuarts regaining power.
In Scotland, perhaps. Not in France. Not over the European Union. The Habsburg-Lorraines are a much more critical line. Besides, we could hardly accept a Scot on the throne.
I see your point. Oh, those bagpipes can get annoying. So there really is a treasure?
Beyond measure.
Well, so why don't you just go in and take it?
The Templars lived a long time ago.
You don't know where it is, do you?
There are certain disadvantages to keeping information in the hands of a chosen few. When the French Revolution occurred, the Abbé here was the guardian. He was forced to flee to Spain. His records were lost for decades. Then Saunière rediscovered them. He was a greedy bastard, and he was tormented by the Great Secret. He offered fragments of the documents for exorbitant sums. He fabricated and destroyed evidence, and died without revealing what he knew.
That's why you've leaked information, isn't it? You hoped someone would solve the riddle for you.
There is a season for everything, and the season for the unveiling is coming very soon. One way or another, the treasure will come to light.
What is it you're so determined to unveil?
One day soon, you shall know. Now excuse me, Mr. Knight. Oh, and I do wish you luck in finding the infant.
Can we talk about the case for a minute?
Of course.
I've been thinking about our list of suspects. Larry and Prince James are Freemasons. The Abbé is Priory. I think we can cross them off.
Right. Bukele is Vatican, Magdalene is French Internal Secret Service, and Mosley is, God help us, CIA.
Yeah, makes you think about renouncing your U.S. citizenship, doesn't it?
I've survived Gingrich, I can survive this. But anyway, it's starting to feel like the end of 10 Little Indians. There's hardly anybody left.
There's still Emilio and the two British gals.
Come on, they're harmless. Well, okay, they're not exactly harmless, from a sociological standpoint, but they are certainly not kidnappers. There's also Montreux. I deciphered Le Serpent Rouge, and it showed a red serpent on the map, with its tail wrapping right around Chateau de Serres. It really... well, it's pretty creepy.
I agree. He's our best suspect at the moment. I'll go check out Serres again. In the meantime, you keep an eye on Emilio, Lady Howard, and Estelle.
All right, but be careful.
I need to decide what it is I want to have happen before I talk to her about it. I don't want to screw up again. You've made some progress with Sydney, you said?
Yeah, I did. Several times.
Well, what'd you find out?
Oh, lots of stuff you probably don't care about. But it did help me find an entrance to an underground cave. I think Wilkes was onto it before he died.
That does sound promising. Maybe we can go over it later. I have a few last things I want to do first.
Sure.
Oh, poor Estelle. She's kind of like a faithful bulldog, isn't she? What a great mound of turpitude.
Good afternoon, Mr. Knight.
You need to slow down before you hit oil.
I appreciate your concern. I'll be finishing up here soon.
Nothing, huh?
No, not a thing.
Does she really need money that badly?
Lily's not the sort to live like ordinary people. She was raised to shine. Oh, you wouldn't understand. Now, if you'll excuse me.
She doesn't shut up that often. I'd hate to spoil the moment. It looks like an empty plastic water bottle to me. It's gotta be Estelle's. Lady Howard's lips have probably never touched plastic in her life. Classy sign. Snooty, even. They're closed. Uh-oh, it's Marceau.
The chateau is closed, Monsieur Knight.
I noticed. Well, I didn't see a buzzer down at the gate, so I had to come up. Now, I hate to bother y'all, but I'm leaving the area today, and I really need to ask Mr. Montreux just a few more teensy questions. Oh, please.
Oh, wait here.
My apologies, Mr. Knight. It is a very bad day for visitors.
Boy, I've had some of those. This is probably really inconvenient, but I'm leaving France today, and I was hoping to feature Sarah's in my article. You made quite an impression on me.
Did I?
Oh, yeah. What I was really hoping was to snag a few more bottles of that Merlot. My editors won't let me give anything 5 stars unless they've tasted it, and boy, that Merlot deserves 5 stars.
Oh, well then, I applaud your taste. Of course I can get you more bottles. I'll have Marceau open the tasting room.
Actually, I'm guessing, well, you guys have a wine cellar. Am I right?
Yes.
Could we go down there and get the wine? It'd make a much more romantic opening for my article. I could just make it up, but as you said yourself, God is in the details.
I don't believe I said that, but I couldn't agree more. I'll take you down myself.
Oh, wow. I knew this place would be great. I was reading about those Roman mines they had around here. Does this cellar attach to anything, like that?
No. Ah, here it is, the 76 Merlot.
I've been thinking about what you said. About how the breeding of grapes is like the breeding of people.
That is not what I said.
Oh, it's a terrific analogy. Maybe even the angle on my new story. So would you say this Merlot is like, say, a king of wines? Or just a gorgeous camel? Look at that. God, am I an idiot?
No, please, don't bother. It's...
Ow!
Oh, my, you cut yourself.
Oh, it's nothing.
You are asking about the wine? No, not a prince. Our little Merlot. Then again, it's not exactly wine in the box either. But yes, it's eminently drinkable.
Right. Oh, gosh, look at the time. I have that flight to catch. Thanks. See myself out. God.
That garage. I wonder what's parked in there. I wonder if there's any chance that door could be... Well, I can always try. Hey, it's open. Uh-oh. There's a car in here, but I can barely see it. Looks like a light switch to me. A black sedan. I knew it. What's up there?
Most sacred. After tonight, the adepts will converge in Cairo.
Oh, shit.
Voila, Mission Knight. What are you?
Look, it's the man from the train.
Where could he be? Maybe I should just follow him.
Please.
The reverence is not for you.
I know that.
You should not be here. You should not be anywhere near this place.
They do not know I'm here.
You had better hope not. We have enough to worry about with the baby.
Has there been any confirmation that he's the Kanosh Kanaya?
No, the signs are ambiguous. We won't know for certain until he's old enough to show his will.
But if you do not know, they cannot know either.
I'm certain they do not, but they will take his blood anyway. And it may be enough.
Of course, we must stop them.
How? You have been watching Mr. Knight?
Yes, you were right about his family. He has his own destiny to fulfill in all of this, and the girl has found the entrance to the temple.
It may be too late. We're almost out of time.
Not until midnight. I have tried to prepare them as best I could, but it is almost cruel to send him in.
Do you foresee something?
I have told you, I will not foretell the outcome, but the forces arrayed below will be terrible.
He will not be sent alone. When can we start?
Give me time to speak with him. I will call you at the villa.
Very well. Till then.
Oh my God, what is going on? It's an empty water bottle. I'm pretty sure it's Estelle's. Maybe I better not touch it. I wonder if Estelle's left anything on that bottle. I got one.
New email.
To mix blood distills gold. Mixing blood to create the elixir of life. The Philosopher's Stone. Montreux and his pals are into some weird blood cult thing. I think they're the vampires.
Working.
Estelle! She was the one who left Le Serpent Rouge? Boy, Estelle looks exhausted. Estelle, I've been meaning to ask, you didn't lose this, did you?
Le Serpent Rouge? What? But that's not the one that...
Where did you get it?
Don't you know?
Why should I? May I see it again?
No. You left this riddle for me just like you left the book and all those notes, didn't you?
What on earth are you talking about? Look, will you show me your copy? We have a copy too, you see, but we haven't made much headway. Yours looks quite different. Please, Grace. Please.
I'll think about it. I heard Lady Howard mention some Egyptian artifacts that were found here.
I don't know what you mean.
All right. I'll show you my copy of Le Serpent Rouge if you tell me. But it better be good.
Come up to my room. Good. Lily's having a bath. Oh, she's been so distraught lately. She hasn't been in the mood to talk about the mystery. Dr. Wen found these objects when he was digging here 20 years ago. He became convinced that the Wren mystery was deeply tied with Egyptology. He believes there's a seed of alien wisdom buried here, a seed similar to that planted in Egypt.
Huh. So, where did Dr. Wen find these artifacts anyway?
On the back of Mount Cardew, in a cave. He said it headed off into further caverns, but he never got the chance to explore them before his accident.
His accident?
Yes. Didn't you know?
Oh, my.
That cave is on private land now. Not that it matters. It was just one of the many storage caves of the Atlanteans. The seed itself is the real treasure. It was placed based on cosmic alien logic. Unfortunately, Dr. Wen's latest calculations still seem to be a bit off.
I'm not surprised. That cosmic alien logic's a bitch. Can I just look at the pictures, please?
Oh, of course. I'm sorry.
What's this?
Dr. Wen never identified it. Odd, isn't it?
Can I borrow this photograph? I promise I'll get it back to you.
In exchange for Le Serpent Rouge?
Deal. I better go. Good luck, Estelle.
Thank you, Grace. Of course, I wish you the same.
Who is Emilio Baza? I think I'd better find out. I think it's time we had a talk, Mr. Baza. You left that copy of Le Serpent Rouge at the museum for me, didn't you?
Yes.
And the little notes at the center of the circle and the arms of the hexagram.
Guilty as charged.
I don't get it. If you wanted to help Gabriel and I, why didn't you just be open about it?
I must be very careful that certain people do not know that I am here.
You're part of the secret brotherhood, aren't you? You and Mesme.
You are correct about Mesme. He is with the Brotherhood, but I am not. I haven't been for some time.
And Montreux, he's one of the others, the ones who steal the blood?
Yes. They call themselves adepts of the holy blood, but they are vampires, pure and simple.
I don't understand. Why doesn't the Brotherhood just stop the vampires?
If you are to understand what we're up against, you must know the whole story. Listen. The secret brotherhood are the weavers of the bloodline. It is a process intricately linked to the stars. The birth of the Divine One, the one the Brotherhood calls the Kenosh Kenaya, can only happen during certain planetary alignments with the constellation Osiris. Just over 2,000 years ago was the last such configuration. The Brotherhood was expecting something profound. They tried frantically to read the signs and omens. There were many branches of the bloodline, even back then. One was the House of David, and it was to this branch that the signs pointed. So the Brotherhood used their influence and a bit of magic to convince the current heir, Joseph, to marry his betrothed before the date prescribed by Jewish tradition. Mary conceived. The signs for the birth were auspicious, a conjunction of two planets, Jupiter and Mercury. This created a star, a certain sign of success. But the Jewish king, Herod, heard of the birth of a Davidic heir and threatened the infant's life. The Brotherhood took the family to Egypt, and the young god was reared there, tutored in the ways of the infinite.
So Jesus was the Kenosh Kanaya?
Oh, yes. He was what we had awaited. The open portal between man and the infinite. The one who could see the fabric of the universe and alter it at will.
Wow.
But he was also a Jew. Jesus insisted on studying the Torah, learning his heritage. As he read the tales, he became convinced that he was the Jewish Messiah. From the Brotherhood's point of view, it was a limited ambition, and yet who were we to tell the Divine One what he was or was not?
What happened?
He returned to Jerusalem. A few of the Brotherhood went with him to watch over him. What we didn't realize, perhaps because we were not Jews, was that Jesus intended to fulfill the prophecies. All of them.
What about the vampires? Where do they come in?
I will try to explain. You see, the Brotherhood collected blood samples for study and testing before they selected brides. There were certain magical rites performed. There had always been rumors that some of these priests had dared imbibe the blood to steal power for themselves. Of course, such things were taboo, and when these rumors surfaced among the initiates, they were harshly scolded. But when Jesus was being reared in Egypt, there was a young initiate who envied his strange abilities. He began to whisper to his friends that to truly serve the Kenosh Kanaya, the priesthood ought also to be immortal, just like the Kenosh Kanaya himself.
Jesus was immortal?
In a sense. He could reweave the fabric of his body at will, just as he could those of others. He could have healed his own wounds, but he chose to perform the sacrifice the prophecies demanded. It wouldn't have been much of a sacrifice had he rescinded.
So what happened with the young initiate?
His name was Sinai, and one of the boys he persuaded was Ali, son of the Brotherhood's headmaster. Ali wasn't a bad boy, but he loved Jesus and liked the idea of living with him forever. Fortunately, he approached his father about it one night. When the headmaster heard of the heresy, he exploded. Sinai and his followers were expelled. Only Ali remained, having repented his ignorance. But Sinai and his followers didn't give up. Sinai grew bitter. He decided they would steal the blood. He kept his eyes on the conclave, but could never get close. When Jesus left for Jerusalem, they managed to keep it secret from Sinai. He did not arrive in Israel until it was too late.
So Sinai's group, the Adepts, are still after the blood.
Even worse, they found it. Jesus had heirs, 2 sons. That was the one thing he did agree to do for the Brotherhood's sake. His sons were only human. They'd missed the window of Osiris, but they survived to have descendants.
Now the window is open again.
Yes.
Is the baby, Charlie, the Kenosh Kanaya?
We do not know. It depends on how well the vine has been woven. It depends on many things. Sadly, it may not matter. Where the Brotherhood has woven for 2,000 years, the adepts have tasted. The bloodline grew too broad for the Brotherhood to protect each descendant every minute. And as the vampires succeeded in stealing here and there, they grew in power and in corruption. They will resort to anything for the blood, blackmail, murder, even black magic.
They've been mixing the blood as you have, but in their own bodies.
Exactly. And they've been doing it for so many generations that they've changed, physically. It is a result of the blood, but even more, the result of corruption. You see, the power they have is stolen. It is not theirs. Even so, they are strong. The Brotherhood does not taste of the forbidden fruit. They're no match for the adepts anymore. And the baby's blood may be enough to tip them over the threshold, even if he's not all we think he might be.
So, what will happen if they take his blood?
Montreux will be king of the world. Rex Mundi incarnate.
God. Ah, it's Gabriel. Thank heaven.
Thank heaven indeed. We've quite nearly run out of time. May we meet in your room, Ms. Nakamura?
So they chased me for miles. Good thing I had the Harley.
God is good.
Yeah, vanity works too.
It's time we talked about the temple. We must reach the Holy of Holies before midnight.
The temple?
I've been trying to tell you. Sydney helped me find it.
There will be traps to keep out the uninitiated.
He means those who are not initiated into the mysteries.
Gabe's read a lot of mysteries, haven't you, bud?
No, my friend. The hermetical mysteries. This is why Mesme must go with you. I would go, but I dare not risk it while the adepts are down there.
I'd like to go.
I was hoping you would stay here with me, Grace. We can use Mesme's radio to stay in contact with the others. They may need some of your computer expertise.
But...
3. 3 is the number that will best protect the group. Myself, Gabriel, and... I believe Mr. Mosley is a trained police officer?
Hell yeah, I'll go. I got a gun in my room. But, there aren't really any vampires down there. Are there?
A few. If I know Montreux, he will admit only his most trusted allies tonight. For such a prize as the baby, he might be challenged. His kind are not known for their loyalty.
Yikes.
What about the treasure?
God willing, we must remove it to safer keeping.
Wait a minute. This is about the kid. I'm not putting my butt on the line so you guys can get rich.
It's not what you think.
I assure you, the baby is the first priority for us all.
Just don't get too far ahead of me, bucko. Now let's see that map.
Where is this thing?
We are very close.
She said it was... Yep, she was right.
Whoa.
Here goes nothing.
Be careful.
Was that really necessary?
Stop whining. Look at this place.
Wait. Everything here could be a trap.
What? You want to lead?
No. Just... be wary. Mosley and I will follow.
Sounds good to me.
Great. Some of the tiles have skulls on them. I don't think that's a good thing. There's a pattern of sword tiles on the board. I think I'd rather not do this. But it doesn't look like I have much choice. Hey, I got one open.
Excellent, Mr. Knight. Keep moving. We'll be right behind you.
Be careful, bud.
So much for safety in numbers. And a pendulum. Gee, wonderful. I'm starting to really hate this place. Looks like a weighted scale to me. Gold ingots. I could just pick them up and try to go home, but I have a feeling this room would be prepared to stop me. Gracie, can you give me a rundown on the meaning of the circle?
It represents eternity, fertility, and perfection.
Okay. Hey! Works for me.
I don't hear anything. Just walking. There's something I've been wondering. I read about the vampires looking for the wandering Jew. He really exists, doesn't he? And it has something to do with the blood of Jesus?
Yes, Grace.
But it's not the way the legends claim, is it? Jesus cursing someone to go on.
No.
The vampires didn't get the blood of Jesus, but someone else did.
Ah, yes. Ali, the headmaster's son, was among those who accompanied Jesus back to Jerusalem. For 3 years he watched Jesus teach. It was, well, amazing. But in the end, neither he nor his father could stop Jesus from his course. The day of the crucifixion, Ali's father was so ill with grief that he had to be carried from Golgotha. Only Ali was left to keep vigil. Ali could not believe it was ending. All the promise of the Kanosh Kanaya, all the centuries of planning were being destroyed. Jesus was allowing it to be destroyed. Something in him rebelled. He remembered Sine's words, and in his grief and rage, he thought he might be able to save the blood in himself. He did not mean to become the Kanosh Kanaya. You must understand that. He simply could not watch that hope spill into the ground. So he drank it.
Why hast thou forsaken me?
Your fingertips are worn smooth, but I don't get it. If you've got the power of the Kanosh Kanaya, why didn't you stop the vampires a long time ago?
I promised my father I would not use the power. Never. Not for anything. It is not mine to use. It was the only way I could live with what I had done.
Never? Not for anything?
No, Grace. Not for anything.
But that must be...
It is all right. There is work to be done. Do you hear anything now?
Damn it! Can we stop with the falling stuff already? King Solomon. I wonder what he's got to do with this place. Guess I gotta figure out what that says. Grace, I need a translation. I think it's Latin. Pentum initiantibus sacrorum signi superesse licet.
Okay, let me see. It means, beware, only the initiates of the mysteries of the seal may survive. Is everything going okay?
Piece of cake. Hey, Gracie, I've just entered a new area, and there's a statue of Solomon here. Ring any bells?
It's probably going to deal with the hexagram, the seal of Solomon. Hexagrams represent duality. Light and dark, good and evil, you know, that kind of thing. Hold on. Right. Emilio says initiates are taught that duality is an illusion. So be careful. Things might not be what they appear.
Great. Thanks. Boy, that was helpful. More Latin. Gracie, what does elige unum mean?
Emilio says it means choose one.
That one's pretty hip. I wonder if that's real gold. Not exactly something you'd wear to the opera. Gee, Morus Latinus. Those knights were well educated, weren't they? Grace, can you translate elige magistrum?
Hold on. Yeah, it means choose a master.
Thanks. I'm not sure which of these two I like the least. This one looks like he should be blocking the Garden of Eden. This guy looks earthy and dangerous. I think I don't know what to think anymore. It's too dark to do anything in there. It's too dark to do anything in there. Choose one. Funny, I don't think that's as simple as it sounds. I could be mistaken, but that sure looks a lot like fire. It looks like water. I don't smell anything. There's a stone at the bottom. Need I say it? That didn't work. There's a stone at the bottom. Got it. It means choose a master. Apparently Elvis is not an option. I'm not sure which of these two I like the least. This one looks like he should be blocking the Garden of Eden. This guy looks earthy and dangerous. I think I don't know what to think anymore. I think I don't know what to think anymore. Well, that did something. Looks like something to step on. The question is, do I want to step on it? All right, here goes. Oh, wow. Oh, I need one of these at home. Oh, that's disgusting.
Ready for another one? Agnosce naturem mentis 2A.
Identify the nature of your mind. Want any hints?
No. Thank you.
The sun. Okay. It's a stylized beast. I know what you're thinking. You might even be right. It's a yin-yang symbol. The Templars must have picked that up in Asia. The doors are open.
God.
There you are. Did you see that huge pendulum thingy? What was up with that?
Thank you for preparing the way. We had little trouble.
Glad I could help. I guess we have to pick one of those.
We await your lead.
I don't mean to be rude, but I thought you were supposed to be the expert.
Never fear. We will be of use to you very shortly.
We're here for you, bud.
Is there something I'm missing here? I think it's a long way down. It's a bridge, right? Well, it looks like the obvious choice. Why does that make me nervous? I'm gonna try this one.
Damn, that sucks. Man, I hate that kind of thing.
You hate it. I was the one who... Uh-oh.
I told you we would be useful. You must get through the veil and save the child. We will hold these three.
Are you sure?
No. Yes. Go on.
Curse you to hell. I should have known you for a treacherous liar.
I'm a liar, and you're a blood-sucking vampire. Now that we've got that straight, give me the kid.
Stop, or I'll rip him to pieces right now.
You can't do that. You've got to have time to savor a good vintage.
You ignorant dog. You piece of refuse. You have no idea who I am. I will shred your limbs and suck the marrow from your broken bones.
Yeah? Why don't you come out of there and give it your best shot, old man?
Domini inferi, exoditi tricationum. By the power of Hermes and Solomon, I call upon the protector, Asmodeus, guardian of sacred treasure.
Not.
This one has come to steal the treasure. Kill him.
Definitely not
This one has come to steal the treasure. Kill him.
Definitely not good. I don't have time for that now. not.
This one has come to steal the treasure. Kill him!
Definitely not. What can you tell me about fighting a demon?
What? Hold on. Demons are invulnerable except for one weak spot. Location varies. Oh, and someone had to have conjured it up. If you can hurt it, hurt the conjurer too.
Gotcha.
Be careful.
It's holy blood. No. No. It's holy blood. Holy.
Christ, is he it? Is that the last of them?
I think so.
You have done very well. We owe you more than we can ever repay.
Just glad Charlie's okay.
He's unmarked, praise God.
Unfreaking believable. Those guys out there, they were like vampires.
No. What's he up to? What is it?
Raise the lid.
I did not know. May the gods have mercy. I did not know. You are already forgiven. Please, is there anything I can do? For your family, perhaps? Yes. I will need a service from one of your descendants, if you will allow it. Will you be a servant for the light? Yes. Anything. Then raise the end of your sword to my lips. Carry the gold with you. It will protect you from evil. Now go in peace and love God.
Todd, why doesn't he say something?
It is over. God be praised. Everyone is safe.
They are? Are you sure? Where are you going?
To the Master. Goodbye, dear one. You must take very good care of yourself now.
Goodbye.
Remember, when one path to your destiny is blocked, another will appear.
Was that?
Don't say it. God. Come on.
What is it? Something is wrong, yes?
None of us could sleep. I came over to see if anyone knew. I felt so strange tonight.
For heaven's sake, let the man speak.
The baby is safe.
What baby?
That is fabulous news. But who?
Tell him, Mose.
Gabriel? But where are you going? I have something to tell you.
What?
All of the things I said before, about wanting to know you, to be with you. You must think I only wanted information. It is not true. I was so worried about you tonight. It made me realize how much I meant it.
Really?
Yes.
Odd. I'm just starting to realize how much I didn't mean it. Excuse me?
Gabriel!
Gracie! Grace! Grace, you'll never believe.